to scratch on the inside of my nasal canal. Mm-hmm. I hum and rub my nose at the same time. Mm-hmm. So it goes. Welcome to another week of Underage Grandparents, guys. This is stories of our family being grandparents, being parents, and it's all hopefully to help you feel normal. Interesting this week.
Yes.
Because we've just come off the back of hangovers. Well,
I don't even know if I'm fully over it yet. I've still got a sore throat.
Well, I didn't have a hangover because I was responsible and I went home.
Yeah.
What, 3 hours before you? 4 hours before you?
Yeah, you say that, but like it was a club full of women, mostly mothers, all like very loose, and that's not really your scene anyway, is it?
So we went to a party called Mum's Gone Wild.
Yes.
For the radio show that I do in Brisbane. And it was all mums celebrating the end of school term.
Yeah.
It started at 4:30.
Yeah.
And you could tell the mums were off the leash, and the leash being the children, because it started at 4:30, and at one point I was standing at the bar and everyone was charged. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, the party must be about to come to an end because everyone's well on their way. And it was 5:45.
Yeah. Yeah. Start early, go hard, finish early, supposedly.
Now, we are going to speak to, in just a second, she's listening at the moment. We're going to get her perspective on our daughter-in-law.
Yes, it's actually the first time that I've gone out, just me and our daughter-in-law. She was with a group of my friends, so most of my friends are
loose units.
Yes, but mid-30s. So Maddie was by far the youngest, being 23, the youngest person in the crew. Yeah. Which you would think then we would all be mothering her, right?
That's really showing your age in the crew.
Shut up.
The crew that we took out.
What would you call it then?
The gang.
The gang.
No. The group? I don't know.
Well, why don't we ask Maddie? Maddie, what do you call a collective of your friends?
I just say I'm going out with my friends.
Okay, so friends.
They don't name them.
A crew.
So how many of you were there in total, all you girls?
I think there was like 8 of us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Maddie, from your perspective, what's looser? Going out with your 23-year-old friends or Esther and her 30 to 40-something-year-old friends?
Look, when I go out with my 23-year-old friends, we don't usually all go home to the same houses. Whereas Esther and everyone went home to their kids, as you do. Whereas my friends are usually like going home to a random guy's house. So I'd say we're a little bit more loose.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Well, obviously not you, Madison, because you're married to our son. Yeah. So you go back to your home. I'm the odd one out.
Yes.
Of course. So when the night ends, you're like, where's this person? Yes. No one knows. They're off with old mate.
Yeah.
Okay.
That did not happen. So none of the mums picked up.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was pretty loose, wasn't it?
It was wild.
Yeah.
I think like I was surprised by how many of the mums could like drop it like it's hot.
Yes.
But I'd say like the main difference to me is when I want to sit down and my feet hurt, like usually all my friends are like, no, we can keep going till 3 a.m. And everyone was like, when I came up and like my feet hurt, they're like, can we please sit down? And I'm like, yes, we can. I'm down for this.
Yeah, we needed little breaks and rests. But at the end of the night, like I would have assumed that you would have been the one wanting to kick on, party on and keep dancing. But we were actually trying to drag some of my friends out. Do you remember? You were like one of the responsible ones. I would say there was me and you and Jody, who's Matt's sister, who were like trying to round everybody up. But yeah, you were actually more mature than the 30-somethings. Do you agree?
I think like when you have a baby at home who's going to be screaming, crying at 5 a.m.,
that's true.
I don't really want to go home at 3 a.m.
That's very true.
And wake up hungover to a screaming, crying baby. So
yes, because your kids are all older. So obviously you've got to deal with children the next day.
Yeah.
But it is different to a 9-month-old.
100%.
Than it is like you can't chuck a 9-month-old an iPad yet.
No.
Okay. What were the main standouts for you, Maddie, going out with Esther? It was in a nightclub too, by the way. That we went
which
to.
is I'm not in my natural environment there. Like when I walked in at 4:30, I was like, this is going to be awful because it was like dark. Even though it was light outside, it was dark in there, and it was very like loud.
I think like when I go out with my friends, we're getting to the clubs at 10 p.m. Whereas we rocked up at about 4 o'clock.
Yes.
So that was a really weird thing because, you are going out from the brightness into the darkness. And I don't know. Yeah, it's just weird. Like everyone's got a lot of energy and everything at 4 o'clock, whereas my friends are usually just like having a nap at 4 o'clock to get ready for the night, like a pre-game nap because they know they're not going to sleep all night. So it's very different.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the level of alcohol? Who holds their alcohol better, the 20s or the 30s?
I think probably the 30, like the 20-year-olds hold it better, but they drink a lot more. Like you're pre-gaming and we've got 5 drinks or like a 6-pack in the car on the way there.
True.
Whereas I think there was like 3 girls who had 1 drink each on the way there and they didn't even finish them.
Yeah, that's true. We only had like one
different.
mug at home on the deck. And like Maddie's right, like you'd be shotting something out of a bottle or, irresponsibly.
Yeah.
When I was in my 20s. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember walking out of the car and I didn't finish my drink yet and everyone's like, quickly throw it away before people see you. And I'm like, oh, this is a new experience for me.
Of course, because
people are like, hide it.
You don't follow the rules. You're like, I'll just walk along the street drinking it. Yeah. Whereas all the mums are like, no, that you can't be doing that. If you'll get a fine. That's you can't be doing that, Madison. Come on, Madison.
I wouldn't do anything illegal ever. Actually,
of course,
no, that's
of course.
True. That's true. We're all in sensible shoes and got warm jackets and stuff too. I guess that's probably the difference.
But it's funny though, Maddie, because everything you're saying, I've met that girl. And that was Esther when I first met Esther.
Mm.
That was me when Ethan met me as well.
Yes. But the thing I did notice differently now is, have you girls ever, when you've gone out, worn the really big high heels? Like I remember Esther, at the end of every night, I would be carrying Esther's shoes for her after a night out. But that doesn't happen now, right, with the high heels and stuff?
Oh, it does. Literally, I think 2 weeks ago we went out for a friend's birthday at the club and her heels snapped and we had to use rubber bands to tie her heels up because they had a little strap on the front and we were like rubber banding it and then the rubber bands kept breaking and we were going into the servos to buy hair ties or whatever. So people still do it.
That's the best because I would totally go home because I'm like, oh no, my shoe's broken. Time to leave.
What, now you would?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the difference is,
I can't possibly walk.
If a girl has a broken shoe, she can still get into a pub or a club. But if a guy had like the front of his shoe not together or whatever, the bouncer would be like, no chance, mate, you're out of here. You're not allowed
because
in.
we bring the males in.
Correct.
A man with a broken shoe is not attracting any females or patrons to that place.
Well, I worked at a nightclub for years when I was younger, DJing, and they had a sausage rule. Most nightclubs have a sausage rule, and that is if there's more sausage on the dance floor than there are buns.
Matthew, it's our daughter-in-law. You're scarring her.
She's I'm just saying this is how it was explained.
That's not as bad as they call it nowadays.
Yeah, what do they call it now?
Oh, I don't think I can say it on the podcast.
Okay,
I'll tell you later.
Okay, right. But yeah, they would actually enforce, the security would enforce what they called the sausage rule, and they'd be like, "No, too much sausage. We need more buns."
Right.
And
so just let women in, no men.
Yeah, essentially. So because that would be the thing, like if there's too many guys in there. And the one thing I did notice about an all-female night, because it was only me and 2 other guys who were at this.
Yeah.
The vibe was amazing.
Yeah.
Like it was fun. Everyone was dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Girls were spilling drinks on each other and thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But if that happened with predominantly men in a nightclub, there's a real
toxicity level.
Just anxiousness of a fight might break out or something.
Yeah.
But it was a different experience.
Yeah, that's why women love hanging out with women. Because there is none of that. There's none. It's just for fun.
Maddie, I have an idea for our next experiment.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been out with all of Esther's friends.
Yeah.
And I might regret to say this.
Oh, no.
Esther goes out with just you and your friends.
Poor Maddie doesn't want to take her mother-in-law, doll. Do you want to take your mother-in-law to the pub?
I'd take your mum to the pub.
Yeah, you would actually. It's okay, Maddie. You don't
I
have
think
to.
you would want to go where we go.
Where do you go?
Oh, just like the nightclubs we go to are very grotty, and you know everyone and you know the bouncers, and yeah, look, that's a choice. I don't think you'd stay awake till like 4 a.m. and then go back to some random's house and not get home till maybe the next day.
Well, I bloody hope not, later. Madison.
Not anymore. Okay, but if I had a babysitter, which would probably be you, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll ring in the morning and go, where's my wife? Get to know, can't tell you. Sorry. All right, Maddie, thanks for coming on. This is your first time on the podcast. So
yeah,
welcome.
Great to have you on. Thanks so much.
Thanks. See ya.
All right, I'll find out what that sausage rule is at family dinner on Monday. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
So I might get in trouble for this. I'm not sure, but it happens to me quite a lot in our relationship, and it's just happened to me, with my mum this week, and I was like, maybe this is just normal for people when you're too close to someone. Maybe this is just something that always happens. So I've worked in pharmacy for now, since I left school. So what's that, like 23
I'm not doing
years?
the maths on that and falling into that trap.
25 years? Could that be right? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been in that industry for a long time, and I'm always talking to my family members about different things, what's coming out, what's not, what's, what people are saying about things and what's available, etc. And my mum was talking to me, telling me a story about how she wasn't sleeping well or something like that. And I told her that I've been taking melatonin and recommended it. And I've said this to her maybe 2 or 3 times. And then I was visiting her recently, and she said to me, I'm not going to
do her voice.
No.
You were going to do your mum's voice. Do it.
I don't have a voice for her.
You do so have a voice for your mother.
She said, oh, my nail lady told me that melatonin's really good. And I was like, did she? And she said, yeah. She told me it's really good. I was thinking I might go and get some. Apparently I can just get it from the chemist because I'm over 55 and I don't have to get a script. And I was like, really? Did she? And I should be used to this because Mum does take a lot of advice from her nail lady, who is very young and smart and has,
Is a nail lady akin to like your hairdresser? Like you have one, you stick with them, you can confide in them. They never really judge you. Even they agree with you even when you're in the wrong in situations.
I feel like yes for my mum, because she's had the same nail lady for I'm going to say a decade.
Yeah.
And she's quite close with her, sees her like fortnightly or whatever it is. My mum has immaculate nails.
Yeah.
But not for me. Like I just go where it's convenient.
You'll put your fingers wherever you can get them.
Yes, thank you. But yeah, no, so I think it's like having your hairdresser back in the day where people would like get advice from a hairdresser. Yeah. And this happens to you and me all the time, like especially with anything that I would know about supplement wise or, to do with, I don't know, anything to do with you and your body.
Yeah.
And how it could be helped in any way. You ignore me, but you will listen to other people.
Okay. And when you say that I ignore you about the health advice, and I know all the many years that you've had in pharmacy, when I ignore your advice, who is the person I take the advice of?
The doctor.
Oh, my doctor. Oh, yes. Okay, right.
Yes. Yeah. But usually he's just saying what I've said.
But he's a doctor.
I know, but this is what I'm saying. You don't believe me until the doctor says it. But yes.
But why does that annoy you then? Shouldn't you be happy that you've suggested something,
well,
right?
It's not like you come back to me and go, oh, you were right, doll. He told me this. You'll come back and be like, well, this is the treatment plan he's got me on. And I'm like, is it? Sounds exactly what I said.
So
I'm not a doctor. Even though you like to call me Dr. Esther around the house. That is not, I'm not saying that I'm a doctor. I'm saying,
you're constantly prescribing things for me. I sneeze and you'd be like, have you had a Telfast, bud?
That's not prescribing, doll. That's, I want to sleep tonight.
Have you had a Claritine,
Can you please have an antihistamine and save us all from the noises that you make?
What's a Claritine? It's got a Claritine?
Show the people the noise that you make with your throat if you don't have an antihistamine. Just tell them. Show them.
Okay, in my defense, anyone with allergies understands this.
Sweetie.
And it's uncontrollable.
I get allergies too, but guess what I take?
Claritine?
No. Wrong brand, actually.
Sorry, well, whatever you take, I don't know. So I'm going to give you my noises, and I've not been able to control these my entire life. So when my allergies are flaring up, to scratch on the inside of my nasal canal, I hum and rub my nose at the same time. So it goes...
Yep.
And then I can scratch the back of my throat with my tongue, and I kind of get a suction going in there, like a...
And sometimes he does that, both those noises, in tandem all night.
Yeah, but I don't realize I can do them in my sleep.
You do them in my sleep?
sleep?
Yes, you absolutely do. So anyway, I've told you to take antihistamines.
Babe, I've got a headache. Have you heard of Viagra? I kicked my toe. You should take some Demazin.
Honey, just spitting out brands now.
Yeah,
you know what Viagra is.
No, I know. It's a joke.
Okay. Anyway, what are you annoyed?
What are you annoyed about with it then?
When people are close to you, you won't listen to their advice. No. But if someone that is, in your periphery tells you something, you're more likely to trust them. It's like if you're too close to someone, you don't trust anything that they say.
But see, this is what's interesting about it is, shouldn't you just be happy that
I was right?
Well, not just that, but she's going to do the thing that makes her sleep better, and you're like, oh, that's great. That's the outcome I wanted.
Yeah,
I'm not getting all the kudos for the outcome, but the outcome is the outcome.
Okay, no.
So whether if you're
okay, well, maybe I just brought this up so that I can
on me. Sorry.
You just swore. That was the second swear of the podcast. Yours.
You also don't listen to any of my advice.
That's not true.
What's the last piece of advice that I gave you that you took? Or the last time you thought to yourself, Matt's right?
I don't want to say. It'll just open a can of worms.
Have you got one? I didn't think you'd be able to think of one.
When you told me that I've been spending too much money lately.
Oh my God.
I know, sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's wonderful to hear. I was right when I said that.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, you know everything, and your mother should listen to everything that you say. All right, let's do this week's Am I Overreacting? You can send these through via our Facebook page, Underage Grandparents Podcast. Go and join the closed group there. There's all sorts of discussions that you can get. People can ask us questions there. We get a lot of that. Send us a message as well via Instagram. Essentially, if you ask the question, we will put it on the podcast. Last week's podcast, if you missed it, people asked us how we did the birds and the bees chat with our eldest son. So you can go and listen to that on last week's episode 7, I believe it was. Here's this week's Am I Overreacting? I got engaged a few months ago and I've been slowly planning things. Nothing extravagant, just trying to enjoy the process. I'm really close with my mum and my best friend, so I invited them to come dress shopping with me next weekend. It's always a big thing for girls, isn't it? The dress shopping.
Yeah, because movies tell us that that's like a really important part of it.
It's true.
It was lovely. I did have a nice time with my mum and my sister.
See, guys, I was just like, can everyone text me their pant size and I'll pick up some suits?
Mm-hmm.
My fiance has a younger sister who I get along with quite well, but we're not super close. We don't really talk outside family gatherings. And last week she texted me to say she is so excited to come dress shopping and she'd taken the day off work. I was caught off guard because I never invited her, and honestly, I never thought of including her. I told her I was keeping it small, just my mum and my best friend, and she responded, wow, okay, I guess I'm not important enough. Later, my boyfriend said I should have just let her come. It's not that big of a deal and things are a bit awkward. I've apparently hurt her feelings. Am I overreacting for setting a boundary, and should I just let her come? Over to you.
Oh.
I'll start you off if you're worried about being honest. I think that she does not have to invite the sister of her fiance. If they're not friends, that's actually a bit unfair of her to expect that she's just all of a sudden going to start roping her in. It's her wedding day dress shopping. Let her do what she wants.
I disagree.
Oh, really?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think you have to realize, it would help people to realize more when they're getting married, that when you're marrying someone, you're not just choosing them, you're actually choosing their family forever. Or for as long as your marriage lasts for. Now,
that's meant to be forever, my darling.
That's what I'm saying. People should go into it thinking that it's forever, right?
Yeah.
How much of an inconvenience is it for you if she's there?
Yeah,
and I mean,
so.
I didn't know, I don't obviously know her personality or what she's like, but if you let someone come along to something and ruin it for you, that says more about you than it does them. Like, it shouldn't actually matter who's there with you when you're making those decisions in your life and having those moments. If you have to only have the people who will agree with you or only have the people that make you feel comfortable, then I don't know. It's a maturity thing. I think back when I was going, I probably would have made the same decision if I wasn't close with your sisters.
Like,
do you know what I mean?
in,
we weren't living in the same
yeah.
city as your sisters. I probably would have invited them, actually, now I think about it. But like if I was in this circumstance, when you're young, you sort of think, well, no, it's about me and how I feel. But it's actually not. Like, you are joining a family, and it's really sweet that she wants to be a part of it and get close to you. You are going to be sisters for life, you know, and setting a boundary is saying you can't treat me badly. It's not saying you can't come along and enjoy something that's meaningful for you and for me.
That's a very mature answer.
What were you expecting?
No, I wasn't expecting anything. Just your big long pause. Is it? I don't know whether social media's caused it, because everyone posts like wedding dress shopping or this party or these drinks or this barbecue. Is it more than ever now we worry about who's invited to what and things you haven't been invited to or whatever because you see it all?
Yes.
Like, sometimes people don't get invited to things.
But you would never have known about it before social media.
Yeah. And it's not because they're not invited. It's just they didn't pop up in that instance at that time. And you don't have to be invited to everything just because
your preference would be not to be invited to anything, correct?
Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. We've got super busy lives, right?
Yeah.
So we're very busy with our kids and Xander's football and Eden's dancing, and we've got a granddaughter and stuff. So I never get upset if my friends have caught up and I wasn't there, because because I know generally if it was, say, a Friday or a Saturday night and I text someone and said, what are you doing? And they were somewhere, they'd be like, we're here, come.
Yeah.
It's you know what I mean?
It's not on purpose.
No, they just may not have thought.
Or people just get added in.
Of
Do you know
course.
what I mean? People
Yeah.
add themselves in to gatherings, I feel like.
Yeah.
You'll just be somewhere and then someone will be like, hey, where are you guys? And you're like, come on over. It's not that you just don't send a text to the 30 people that you know when you suddenly decide to go for dinner or whatever. Yeah. And so it's more about people making that active thing to be like, can I come? That's how the Mums Gone Wild thing actually happened, was one person saying, hey, can I come to that? And then their friend being like, can I come to that? Can I come to that? And it just kind of evolved into a group where it's not like I put out an invite to all of my friends and said, who wants to come? Because I didn't in the end because we only had limited tickets. But that's just, unfortunately, unless you're like going, hey, what are you up to? Sometimes it just won't happen. And people do get offended. And I've been offended in the years gone by if you haven't been at something, or not offended, but just like.
You're a bit cut. You missed out on the fun.
FOMO. You got FOMO for not being there.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't get it anymore because I understand that principle that if I'm not reaching out to people saying, hey, what are you guys up to?
Yeah.
Then doesn't leave the door open for them to be like, well, actually, we're doing this. What do you want to do?
I can see back on the wedding dress where you're coming from, though. This is the to-be sister-in-law showing her excitement in the wedding, and I guess maybe now that she's going to be her sister-in-law, she's trying to work that relationship, for the better.
Yeah.
I hope we get some sort of a follow-up on this, because if she's not invited to come to the wedding dress shopping day, she's probably not going to be in the bridal party either.
No.
And that causes a lot of issues.
It can. I think that's separate though. Like I can understand if you're only having one or two, then a future sister-in-law would get that.
Yeah.
But just little things like dress shopping,
whatever, just come. All right. There we go. Well, you can have your say on this one. We'll post it on the Underage Grandparents Podcast Facebook group. That is it for another week, guys. Just a heads up, we're hoping to get next week's episode up probably on Friday, not the Thursday, because full disclosure, we're in Bali at the moment. We're on a holiday. So I am probably floating my white body around a pool in a pair of DTs.
Dull.
With a bintang.
We just lost everybody.
Yeah, I know, everyone's grossed out.
No. Because
we're on holiday.
Yeah.
But people go on holiday. You could be happy you're going on holiday.
I am happy I'm going on holiday. It is freezing at the moment.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, next week's podcast will be up probably a day after, because we'll record that when we get back. So I'm probably going to spend the week convincing my wife to wear a bikini. She'll be like, no, I don't want to. I'm like, please, come on, babe. Come on, babe. No. What did you bring it for? Just in case. Put it on.
I don't want to get my hair wet.
Yeah. I wonder if that's common with husbands, constantly trying to get their wife to wear a bikini. She's like, no one wants to see it. I want to see it. For me. Anyway. Sounding creepy now.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be the best fun for you, isn't it?
It is.
All right. Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.